How does your networking structure differ from other networking structures?
Why are we different to everybody else? That's actually a rather broad question because there are so many different styles of business networking out there. There are soft contact networks, which are like your chambers of commerce. There are medium styles of networks, which are more charity based, like your Lions and Apex, and more business oriented ones, which are a little bit like Rotary. And there are other strong contact networks out there, which are what I generally called referral based networks. When we created Flow, we were looking at what is the one thing that's missing in all these networks. So it wasn't a matter of finding one network and picking the eye teeth out of it and changing something. It was about relearning, actually unlearning a lot of stuff and relearning and finding better ways to do things. One of the things we found right at the outset, what I found was when we looked at the processes that all these other networks have, many of them have an agenda. It can be a simple agenda or it can be quite complex. But when you drill down to it, one of the challenges with those agendas was minimal member participation. Now that sounds a little bit counterintuitive, where members will join an organisation, they'll go to weekly meetings, they'll spend an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours at a meeting, and yet their engagement within that meeting is actually so small. And when you look at the actual agendas or the processes that they use in those meetings, it's all about the meeting, or it's all about the business, or it's all about their structure. One of my passions has always been in the networking space is ensuring that my members would get maximum value from the time they spend there. Because when you think about it, it's not just about a joining fee or a meeting cost. It is the time they invest on a regular basis to be with a group of people that can be hugely beneficial to their business. If there's insufficient member engagement, I'm failing them. The business is failing them. And I see that as a really, really big thing. It's just my value, about giving value to my own members and ensuring that there's a high level of member engagement. So if people actually find out a little bit more about what Flow does, they will discover very quickly where all these other organisations, it doesn't matter who they are, the member engagement is only around about 10, 15, 20% maybe. When you look at the Flow processes, it's about 90 to 95% member engagement, which means in a 2.5 hour meeting, members will get enormous amount of value. They'll get an opportunity to have their voices heard, and they'll be able to contribute and also get a lot of value from contribution from other members to the questions they ask. So it comes down to member engagement as far as I'm concerned, because the more members can participate, the greater value individuals and the whole group receive from being at a nice fun meeting where they can have a coffee, a meal and a good chat.